discuss the newest film, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim.
Mm.
This was just released this weekend. Got to go check it out in theaters. This is a very unique movie because not only is it set 183 years before The Fellowship of the Ring,
Oh,
it is also the first ever anime Lord of the Rings movie. So it's a Japanese animation studio that produced this film along with Warner Brothers Animation. Peter Jackson produced.
oh,
His co-writer Philippa Boyens is behind it as well, who was on all of the Lord of the Rings films. And so it's very much part of the Middle Earth, story. It's set in the same world. It's just in the distant past. And the film follows a young woman living in Rohan. So that's the main setting of the film. And she uh, she is the daughter of the king. The king's name is Helm Hammerhand, and he is voiced by the one and only Brian Cox,
oh.
who does a fantastic job in the film. The entire voice cast is great. They all really do a
Mm.
great job with each of these characters. Um, and it's about basically this other faction in Rohan that tries to kind of usurp his throne.
Mm.
And so it's very interesting. It's very well done. Shows
Mm.
us this kind of, Rohan. We get to know Rohan pretty good in, Two Towers, but this one really goes into the history of these people and what they're all about. There's little references that you'll like, when I was rewatching Two Towers, I was like, oh, they mentioned that in the animated movie. So
Oh,
it's very much connected in a cool
okay.
way. Um, some really big connections, some that are kind of more subtle.
Mm.
But it's really well done. First of all, the animation just looks beautiful. I mean, again, the way they recreate New Zealand, kind of in the film is
Yeah.
really amazing. It
Mm.
really does look great, and it's not the 3D CGI animation. It's the 2D kind of
Oh.
animation, but all hand drawn and just it looks really really amazing. I don't
Huh.
know how long it took them to make this movie, but it looks like they put a lot of time and effort into it. The action sequences are fantastic. Some really big battles, some are more just like one-on-one battles that are really, really good. Great music in it. Really great music. Really liked it. It's 2 hours, 14 minutes, so it's the shortest of all
Mm.
the Lord of the Rings films, but it's still pretty long for an animated movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they did a great job with it. It's really seamless. It feels just like it's part of that world, but yet it's a part of it we haven't really seen a lot of before. And like I said, all new characters.
Okay.
So that's really cool. I thought the story was excellent. Where they went with it was I didn't know kind of what to expect, and what they ended up doing was really, really interesting and cool. For
Okay.
fans are really going to love it. But even if you're not a fan, what's great about this one is it's very accessible. You don't have to have seen any Lord of the Rings movie to watch it. It kind of explains everything to you. It's narrated by Miranda Otto, who played
Oh.
Éowyn in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Hmm.
And you'll even hear Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd, who play Merry and Pippin in there. They make a little cameo as not as Merry and Pippin, but as two different characters,
Okay.
which was really cool.
Huh.
So really, really big fan of this. Again,
Okay.
it's
Good.
totally new kind of take on it, just because of the format, it being an anime. But it's really, really good. It's a smaller cast, which I liked. It's not one of these
Yeah.
like ensemble casts, like there's 13, 14 characters you have to follow. It's like really two main characters and then, a few other characters around them.
Okay.
But really, really good. I really enjoyed it a lot and highly recommend it. I really think that this is a great way for the franchise to continue. I feel like it's very
Yeah.
innovative. Not a lot of franchises end up going like being a live action thing, then become an animated thing. That's not typical. But a few franchises have done that, and it's been very successful. Spider-Man, of course, has the animated
Transformers.
Spider-Man. Yeah, Transformers just did it
Yeah.
as well. So I think it's a really smart way to go.
Yeah.
And I think it hopefully will do well at the box office. We'll have to wait and see. But Me and I went with a pretty big group of people from our church, and we all enjoyed it immensely.
Hmm.
So really excited to see, Bert, what you think of it. I know you're not as big
Yeah.
of an animation guy, but I think this is, since it's a Lord of the Rings, I think you're really going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.